Power Up with NSA North Texas, a show about finding, hearing, and maximizing valuable insights from some of the world's leading business and lifestyle speakers. Each week, international keynote speaker and National Speakers Association North Texas chapter president Betti Coffey sits down with some of the most exciting speakers this side of the globe to hear from these subject matter experts what's making a difference in business today and learn all there is to know about people, profits, and productivity in business from some of the world's best motivators. This is Power Up with NSA North Texas. And now, here's your host, Betti Coffey.
Hi everyone, this is Betti Coffey, President for the NSA National Speakers Association North Texas Chapter. The National Speakers Association is the premier organization for professional speakers. Our members reach audiences every day as consultants, as coaches, as speakers, as humorists. It's all around the globe, and we help organizations, businesses. We talk to their audiences about some of the cutting-edge topics and problems and issues they're experiencing today. That's what National Speakers Association is all about. And I'm so happy to be here today. Today's going to be a little different. I'm in the real hot seat, okay? I am very fortunate to have Jeff Crilley, who is the CEO and president of Real News PR. He's interviewing me. Oh, God, this is tough.
Well, I'm excited because this is the first time I've actually sat in this seat and done an interview in my own studios.
Are you serious?
This is the first, yeah.
I like that seat better than this one.
Well, I'm thrilled. And Betti, let me compliment you. You've been such an amazing host on this show.
Thank you.
And it takes just a nice skill set to guide an interview because sometimes people are nervous sitting in this chair, and you've done an incredible job.
You're so sweet.
So, yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is not a plug for Jeff and Real News PR, but I'll tell you what, podcasting, it's a life changer. It really, truly is. I've had the opportunity as president for NSA North Texas this year to have 36 guests on this show. And it is so much fun. And the impact of podcasting really makes a difference. So that's my little 2-cent spill for you, but it's been wonderful. But I'm in the other seat now.
All right, well,
you got to make me look intelligent, young, thin. There you go. Rock and roll.
We've got the special Julia Roberts lens on, so all of us look pretty. So let me tell you about Betti, for those of you who don't know, and everybody knows Betti, but I'm going to read you some of her bio. She's had 33 years of experience as a business growth expert, spoken to over 80,000 people, 1,200 organizations, international keynote speaker, award-winning trainer, coach, and author. She's obviously the host of this podcast each week, and she's currently the president of the National Speakers Association North Texas, which is the largest NSA chapter in the United States. So, are you ready, Betti?
Oh yeah, Betti's ready.
All right, well, let's get going. I know one thing to be true about you is that you have so much energy and you like to get off to a really fast start and be very impactful with your audiences. Tell us about that.
I have different openers for my audiences, and because I want to grab their attention. I want to make sure that when I'm speaking, I've got them involved. I've got them engaged. So let me try this. Okay? You ready, Jeff?
Here you go.
So, okay, I walk out on the stage.
Yep.
So, Jeff, what's under your hood? Matt, in the control room, what's underneath your hood? Anna, what's underneath your hood? The Bugatti Veyron is one of the fastest cars on the road today. It goes 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. It's built like you would a plane. It's built in parts. It will go from, it has a mile per hour of up to 280 miles per hour, but they like you to keep it at 260 because after 260 it starts hydroplaning off the ground.
Wow.
It will go through an entire tank of gas tank within 12 minutes. Each tire on the car is $3,000. Total price tag on that car, $3 million.
Amazing.
Its horsepower, Jeff, is 1,200 horsepower. And my question for my audience, is that truly horsepower? Is that multi-million-dollar machine truly horsepower? Or is what you have under your hood horsepower? That's one of my openings. So that's how I kind of grab my audience and I get them going.
I love it. That's a great way to start. And well, tell us about horsepower, because you're drawn to this, aren't you?
I am. It's not the only thing I talk about. Actually, I talk about horsepower and momentum, and they merge. They're kind of the same. I learned about horsepower about 15, 17 years ago. Let me tell you a story. So back then, I was in corporate America. I had the territory, everything between the Mississippi on over to Honolulu, and I was a workaholic. I was on the road maybe 40 weeks out of every year. And I was tired, I was exhausted, and I was looking forward to going on this trip with my girlfriend up in Minnesota. And we would always choose different trips to take every year. And it was her turn to choose. And I was sort of hoping she was going to choose Las Vegas. Let's go to the Bellagio. Yes, I'm ready. And she goes, no, Betty, I have a trip already planned for us where we are going to go on a 4-day cattle drive down at the Wild Ranch down by San Antonio, herding a herd of Texas Longhorn, 500 head for 4 days on top of a horse.
Wow.
Now, keep in mind, I had never rode a horse. I'm a girl from Colorado. I was on the ski slope. So I had never been on a horse in my life. But I did I didn't have a pair of jeans. I did have a bandana. I did have a cowboy hat. Didn't have cowboy boots. I had never been on a horse, never dated a cowboy, never line danced. But I did what any red-blooded Dallas girl's going to do, and I went shopping. And I bought a nice tight pair of jeans, bad. Okay. And I bought a nice white frilly blouse, really stupid and bad. And I put that and my hair dryer and my curling iron and my makeup and all my accessories in a garment bag, and I was ready to go. And over the next 4 days, I never cracked that garment bag open ever. I was on that horse 10 hours a day, going through mesquite trees, going through brush, and herding. Some of those little cows wouldn't pay attention, so you had to go get them. Right. What a pain in the neck. And I was never after that 4 days, Jeff, I was never so bruised, so sore, so dirty in my entire life. And I loved it.
Wow.
Absolutely loved it. So, being my impetuous little self, the following weekend, I said, I'm going to go get me a horse. So the very first ad I found was 16, now keep in mind, I didn't know back end from the front of a horse.
Right.
1,600-pound horse, 16.3 hands high. That went over my head. Didn't have a clue what that meant. Belgian draft quarter horse cross named Paxton. So I went to the barn and I saw this gigantic, wonderful animal. And in my truest blonde voice, I said, "Woo, pretty horsey." And that horse, I can't wait to do this on this. That horse took one look at me and went, dumb blonde. That's kind of how we started. So I bought that horse without a saddle, without a blanket, without a brush, without tack, without bridles, without halters, without leads, without anything. But I had me a 1,600-pound horse.
Wow.
So over the next 2 months, Paxton and I were, he bucked me off of him about 3 times. I had no clue how to put a saddle on, so I'd ride him upside down. That was a trick. He pulled up 3 hitching posts, a couple which hit me in the head, and we were kicked out. In 2 months, we were kicked out of 4 barns.
Wow.
And my girlfriend said, "Betty, get rid of that horse. That's a bad horse. Fire him." I thought about that for a nanosecond. And I said, no, it's not the horse's fault. It's mine. Because I bought that horse knowing nothing about him. I didn't know what he liked. I didn't know what made him tick. I had no idea. I showed no respect. And he showed me no respect. So I decided that if I want to stay relevant and I really want to bond and learn more about this horse, I was going to have to change. Okay, I was going to have to change. So I started watching videos, started taking lessons. All of a sudden that relationship changed. And bada bing, bada boom, it became the very, very successful Communicating with Horsepower program.
Wow. Do you tell that story from the stage? It's a great story.
Yeah, I do. It's a little bit longer. I mean, I go through riding a horse under, the saddle going down and everything. But yeah, because Because at that point, it's a platform to go into whatever my client wants.
Yes.
And in this particular thing we're going to talk about today, it's all about momentum and staying relevant.
Yes.
Because that's so important to companies, corporations, businesses today, is staying relevant.
Well, let's talk about, you mentioned that you were flying all over the country, you were tired.
Yeah.
Fuel is important, isn't it? In order to do this, you've got to fuel yourself.
I've got to fuel myself. And yeah, I eat, trust me, okay? I eat bad stuff, but you have to fuel yourself every day with a momentum. And that's what I try to get across to my audiences. You don't have to wait for a bolt of lightning to come down from heaven and hit you and say, oh yeah, I got the energy, let's go after this today, I'm inspired. No, because each of us can develop our own momentum. It's really kind of simple. So yeah, I've learned that, and it's all about horsepower, and it all kind of fits together. It's fun.
Well, let's talk about adapting and changing, because we think about some of these companies like Kodak. They didn't see the digital age coming, and they faded away in Blockbuster.
Yep.
Yep. What does it take to adapt and change?
It takes guts, because we all get stuck in the way we operate all the time, and it's hard. Let me tell you. I'll go into those companies, but let me tell you a story. I'm going to sing you a song, Jeff. Are you ready for this?
I love it.
They say we're young, but we don't know. Won't find out until we grow. Bum, bum, bum. Who sang that?
Sonny and Cher.
That's right. Cher did. Cher just turned, I don't know if she's 74, 75 years old. And she was feeling like she wasn't being known by the younger people, by the millennials. And as she felt on social media, she was slow, she was clumsy, she didn't have a clue what she was doing. And she wanted to start reaching out to people on Twitter. So she learned Twitter. She had the guts. She said, I'm going to learn Twitter. And she learned Twitter. And that 74, 75-year-old Cher now has 3.5 million people following her on Twitter.
Wow.
She changed her brand. She's become more relevant. She now has a whole brand new fan base. And that's what it takes. It just takes a little bit of step in the right direction to go ahead and reinvent yourself. Life, I don't care how old you are, where you live, how much money you have to continually reinvent yourself, or you will become extinct, like the Borders, the Kodaks, yep. the Encyclopedia Britannicas, the Blockbusters.
Yep.
You've got to continually change no matter what you do. Stay open-minded and change.
And this goes for just normal people.
Yes.
Not celebrities like Cher. I mean, everybody has to adapt and change.
It goes for everybody. People, personally, and professionally, and companies and corporations. We've got to stay ahead of the wave of change. Change is hitting us hard, but if we don't, we'll become extinct.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about, there was that famous book, Who Moved My Cheese? I mean, people get afraid of change.
Yeah.
Can you get yourself to a point where you get over the fear of change and adapt?
I was petrified. Last fall when I started these podcasts.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I've never
it.
done these podcasts before.
You never showed it.
Well, because I did a lot of therapy on myself. No, it's like, okay, this is going to be fun. I'm going to research it. I'm going to look into how I can do this. And I'm going to take this opportunity and run with it. And you have a comfort level. Yeah, you always still have those butterflies in your tummy, whether you're going for promotion or when you are planning on adding a different operation to your business or whatever. You're never quite sure. Because today you have to run faster and faster just to stand still. It's really, really tough today. So when you can do that and take on new opportunities like podcasting or marathon running or going for the Ironman, wonderful, good for you. You got a new horsepower and you're generated by momentum.
I love it. So don't be afraid. One of the takeaways is just don't be afraid of change. And
yes.
When opportunities present themselves, don't talk yourself out of it.
No. Don't ever talk yourself out of it. Yeah, always be looking for open opportunities. Might be scary, might be networking, going to a meeting that you've never been to before. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Just do it.
Okay, so staying relevant, momentum, horsepower. Mm-hmm. What do all three of these have in common for you?
They're very special for me because It's wanting to live your life with purpose, power, and passion. Horsepower is how it started. In fact, I'm going to give you a little Paxton today.
Is this what Paxton looks like?
Yeah, he's a bay-colored horse, black mane, black tail. But what's so cool about this horse is that I will give this out to some of my audiences, and it's amazing. They all want their own little Paxton because they get to know him. And then I'll have a CEO or a VP raise their hand. Yeah, can I have a Paxton? So yes, Jeff. You get your own Paxton today.
And then they keep it on their desk, and this is probably a great reminder of you and your message.
And horsepower and living with horsepower, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, you got your own.
I'm going to put it on my desk.
I'm sure you've gotten much better gifts. But do you know that one of the toughest things we have to do to stay relevant today is we have to try to keep up. And it's very hard. Do you know that there are over 3,000 books that are published every day around the world?
I didn't know that.
That's not even electronic books. 3,000 books published every day. Do you know that there are more text messages sent out and received every day than there are people on this planet?
Wow.
So you sometimes say, how am I supposed to keep up? This is the age of over-information. How am I supposed to keep up? How am I supposed to do it? 4 little simple things. Educate yourself. Never stop learning. Always learn. I'm learning from your team here on positioning the podcast differently and asking questions. I'm sure some of my questions are stupid, but they're so patient with me. So kind of always continue to learn, always. Secondly, energize your skills. Increase those skills. Energize the skills. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. Thirdly is embrace technology. You're probably much more technology-oriented than I am.
I don't know about that. You can ask my team. I can't turn on my own TV set sometimes, can I, Matt?
But you have to embrace it. I will never become a tech head that's going to be working at Best Buy, and some of my best friends in the whole wide world are the geeks. I love the geeks. I would adopt a geek in a heartbeat if I could, just to have them fix my stuff. But embrace technology as much as you can, and social media. The power of social media, the power of podcasting, the power of just getting out there and making that connection.
Well, let's talk about your audiences. So a vein of gold, horsepower formula. Why do your audiences love these messages?
Because they're relatable. They understand. Yeah, the horsepower thing makes you think about change differently. Understanding how to just put one step in front of the other. Mm-hmm. That starts momentum. I use an example. One of the other stories I tell is think about the roller coaster, the Texas Titan at Six Flags roller coaster. All right, so momentum starts off kind of like a roller coaster. You know how you're sitting in the roller coaster seat, and the roller coaster starts moving. It starts going up. You're starting to get a little nervous, but you can handle this. No big deal. It starts going up. Doesn't that sound like a horse? Yeah, I do that all the time. Anyway, it starts building, your excitement's building, you're getting enthused, the adrenaline's pumping, your blood's rushing, you're getting up there, the roller coaster hits the top, and boom, it goes down, right? And then it comes back up again, and then it goes down, and then it comes back up again. Momentum is not the beginning. Momentum is a series of successful endings. Isn't that interesting?
That's powerful.
Successful endings, that's what builds your momentum. So just get out there, put one foot in front of the other, start moving, and you're going to accumulate those successful endings, and then you got the momentum, then you get the confidence, then you're uncontrollable.
Wow.
And you can't be stopped.
I'm sure there are meeting planners who are watching this podcast right now. So what's it like to work with you? What can a client expect?
I'm passionate. Hopefully that's coming across. And actually, I'm not as passionate as I usually am. I have some allergies going on, so I took a Zyrtec. So this is Betti. This is Betti in a calm mood. This is Betti in a calm mood right now. I'm on drugs, and I don't have all my oars in the water.
With the last name Coffey, you always have to be percolating.
There you go. But I'm passionate about what I talk about. I'm passionate about my audiences. I always customize my presentations to what the client needs. I never give a cookie cutter presentation. That's the kiss of death. So I will always tailor it to their needs, to what their meeting goals are, to what they want to achieve. That's what it's all about. And the other thing, I guarantee it. If my audience is not happy, if my meeting planner is not happy, if my event planner didn't think I made the mark, you know what? I guarantee my presentations.
Wow.
That's how I feel. That's how strongly I believe in the message, because I know it's going to be impactful. And I like my audience to walk away with something that they can remember, that they can hang on to.
Yes.
Not just come into a 30, 45, 60-minute presentation and say, oh, God, I'm here. I have to be here. What am I going to do for the next hour? No. I want them walking away with value.
I love that. I love speakers who do their homework and know even the vernacular. Sometimes you can get off key with an audience just by using the wrong word to describe an associate or an employee.
Yes.
Right?
I want to know their hot buttons.
Yeah.
I want to know what their issues are. I want to research it. I want to talk to the company and some of the individuals and find out really how they feel, or what they would like to learn, or what's important to them, or what to touch on, so that this is beneficial to them. Or, frankly, they're wasting their time, and so am I. And time is one of the most precious things we have.
Wow. This is exciting. Okay, tell us about some of your current programs and upcoming books.
Okay. Well, the Communicating with Horsepower program has 8 different keynotes in it. And it's all about the Communicating with Horsepower program. So it's about communication. It's about emotional intelligence. Did you know that horses have been around 45 million years, and they have the highest level of emotional intelligence of any animal on this planet?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when you work with a horse, they mirror how you come across. Let me tell you a real quick story. You're going to love this. I had an equine program at one of the ranches a few years ago, and people don't ride the horse. They learn about them. And then I give them a tack buck, and I say, okay, now go groom that horse.
Yes.
Then I step back. This happened to be a group of senior level managers, all men. And within 5 minutes, one of them came over to me and said, I want another horse. You gave me a bad horse. And I said, well, what happened? What did you do? He said, well, I'm cleaning the horse's hoof, and I picked up the hoof this way, and I jammed my shoulder into his flank, and here's what I'm doing. I said, wow, look at the horse's body language. The ears were back. The nostrils were flared. The eyes were big. That's his way of telling you, stop it. You're not coming across to me. This is not working. Interesting how he mirrors, that horse mirrored that manager's approach. And I said, probably that might be the way some of your employees are thinking too. Wow, yeah. So that's the Horsepower Equine programs. They're very, very powerful. Then I've created the Momentum for Achievement series, which is all about how to develop your own momentum, how to stay the course, how to keep it going, how to give it everything you've got on a daily basis, not feel exhausted, but feel exhilarated and feel like you've really accomplished something. Those 2 programs really enhance business relationships. They really enhance being able to identify and move on sales opportunities. They enhance how a person can elevate themselves and have the for a stronger capacity to learn. They're fantastic. And then I also provide momentum masterclasses.
Okay.
Either on site or they can come to another location. So momentum masterclasses, the Momentum Equine Experience, which is literally going out to an equine facility and working with the masters.
That's cool.
I tease people. I said, okay, you're here with the teachers. I'm going to go get a margarita. I don't really do that, okay? I really don't. But that's what I said.
At least not while you're on Zyrtec.
Yeah, not while I'm on Zyrtec. Yeah, but they become the teachers, which is pretty interesting. And then the Momentum Masterminds. Sometimes we're in a rut and we have to mastermind, and that's how we learn. And then my books are going to be coming out this fall, which is The Eye of Leadership, and they're going to be phenomenal. I'm very excited about them, and you'll be one of the first people to get one.
I'm excited, Betty.
Yep.
You really have you have it down. How long have you been speaking now? For
I spoke in corporate America for many years. Okay, and then when I decided to leave corporate America, I thought, I'd be playing tennis and golf And no, I missed it. So I combined two passions.
Yes.
Number one was speaking. I love to speak. I love to make a difference in people's lives and how they think of things. Mm-hmm. And I combined it with the horsepower program. So that's actually how I got my start with NSA. And I was the only speaker at National Speakers Association that had horsepower.
Wow.
And then I moved it into momentum. And it's all about, in momentum, it's all about energizing cultures.
Yes.
Embracing change and mastering the power to influence. So if you think of Betty, you're thinking about culture, you're thinking about change, you're thinking about communication.
Tell us about this year being the chapter president. What's that been like for you?
I've loved it. I have absolutely loved it. Our NSA North Texas chapter, well, I'm partial. They're the number one chapter in the United States. Mm. They are over 200 and some people that are committed to speaking, committed to helping their audiences grow. They're committed to being consultants. They're committed to being coaches. And I love every one of them.
Yes.
And it's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to be the president this year. It truly has.
You've done a great job. I've been to most of the meetings, and the speakers are just top flight.
Yeah, they are.
The energy in the room is great. It's not like one speaker.
No,
I'm a more successful speaker than you are. It's a group that lifts as they climb, and so they're always willing to help out a fellow speaker.
That's right. That's what makes it's interesting. NSA is family. Mm-hmm. I went through a huge loss over a year ago, and that NSA family came, embraced me, and has really helped me along. And so that was one of my motivations this year in being president, was to give back.
Wow.
That was important to me. Wanted to do that. And I think we've done a darn good job.
You've done a great job. Now, they always say that the best job ever is to be the former president.
You think so?
Because then you can always say, back when I was president.
Yeah, I didn't have that issue. Yeah. No, I'm going to still be around, but Betty's going to have to keep her mouth shut, So the new president can come on in and just do fantastic things. But our NSA chapter has been great.
That's wonderful. Well, how do you explain we've got the largest chapter in the whole...
in North Texas, yes.
Yeah. How did that happen?
We got tremendous people. We have tremendous people. Also, in North Texas, we have some of the phenomenal companies that have moved to Dallas.
Yes.
That we have as clients that keep us on our toes. So it's a continually learning experience where we stay on our toes, we have to meet their objectives, their goals, and we do it.
I love it.
Can I tell the audience how to get a hold of me?
Yeah, please.
Okay, everybody, here's how you can get a hold of Betti Coffey. My website is www.betty, B-E-T-T-I, Coffey, C-O-F-F-E-Y, presents.com. So www.bettycoffeypresents.com. My email, reach out, is Betty, B-E-T-T-I, at Betti Coffey Presents. My phone number, let's just do it the old way, 214-763-6344. And if you go out on my website, there's a lot of really cool resources and materials that you can download regarding horsepower and momentum. Yes, go do that.
I love it. This has been a really fast half hour, and this is your show. I'm just sitting here warming this seat. This is your show, so I want you to go ahead and sign off the way you normally would sign off.
Okay. Well, first of all, if I was going to leave you with one message today, it's ride every stride, live every day with momentum, because it's already underneath your hoods. It's already underneath your hood, Jeff. All right. So I have to sign off today. Thank you for giving me this honor of interviewing me.
I
appreciate
it
so much. All right, Matt, we're about to sign off. It's a little different today. Thank you for being with NSA North Texas podcast show, where we power up. We power up to be better, to be faster, to be stronger. That's what it's all about. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for joining us. And live your day with momentum. Yes. Thank you.
This was a great show.
Thanks for listening to Power Up with NSA North Texas. To find out more about today's guest or NSA North Texas, visit www.speaker.org. To find out more about Power Up, visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/groups/NSA North Texas. And to find out more about Betty, visit www.bettycoffeypresents.com.